And as we start off the top of the hour here, Coach Rick Pitino is now responding to the news that UofL is part of an FBI investigation, calling the allegations a shock. Now, many are questioning what's ahead for the legendary basketball coach. Katina Powell is also reacting to the news this morning. She's comparing what happened to the university to 9/11. Powell's attorney will be here in our studios for a live interview coming up. Some business owners around the KFC Yum Center are worried about what this FBI probe could mean for their businesses. Many wonder if they can survive if the basketball program is put on the death penalty. And fans across the community are now weighing in, some expressing disappointment. Others, though, are remaining hopeful this morning. We're asking you, do you still have confidence in the leadership of the men's basketball program at UofL? And you can see the numbers right there. Most of you are saying no. You can vote online all morning. We'll give you the final results coming up here at 7 o'clock. TG?
Well, good morning, Kentucky, and I'm meteorologist TJ Shuck. It's been awfully hot, very summer-like the last week. We've had 90-degree temperatures for afternoon highs here in Louisville for the last week. We'll get close today. The cold front's moving through, and that's going to usher in some cooler air here. Nice. We'll break it down in the 7-day in just a few minutes.
All right, good news. Cooler air is on the way. Thanks so much, TG. And right now we're taking a look at your drive times here on this Wednesday morning. Overall, on the major interstates there, things are looking pretty good on 65, 64, and 71. You can see as you're making your way into downtown, nothing more than a 24-minute commute, so no major problems out there. We're continuing to check up on your traffic. If there are any other issues or problems, we will be sure to let you know. This morning, we're continuing to follow up on the FBI bribery investigation that includes the University of Louisville men's basketball program. We are on your side. We're taking a look at all the developments that could happen today. There are calls for a sweeping change now in the athletic department. Head basketball coach Rick Pitino saying that fans and supporters deserve better. Well, late last night, he released a statement. He said in part, these allegations come as a complete shock to me. He then went on to say if these allegations are true, that there were a few bad actors. Pitino says that he is committed to doing whatever is necessary to ensure those responsible are held accountable. And Juliana, we do want to check in with you right now to take a look at what could be next now for this head coach.
Well, Renee, WHAS 11 asked Steve Pence, Pitino's attorney, if he expects Pitino to be fired today. And Pence says if it happened, it would be a reckless act by the university. He puts the blame squarely on Adidas. The federal investigation centers on bribes, kickbacks, and payoffs, all revealed in 3 criminal complaints made public yesterday. Federal agents accused 2 UofL coaches, described only as Coach 1 and Coach 2, as being part of the scheme. According to the feds, Adidas agreed to pay the family of a recruit known as Player 10 $100,000 for the Player 10 role at UofL, which is sponsored by Adidas. Under an added agreement, the player would later sign with Adidas when he goes pro. Investigators say they have a recording of a meeting between a UofL coach and representatives from Adidas in which the coach says, "We have to be careful. We're already under investigation by the NCAA." One prosecutor calls this the underbelly of college basketball.
The madness of college basketball went well beyond the big dance in March. Month after month, the defendants exploited the hoop dreams of student athletes around the country, allegedly treating them as little more than opportunities to enrich themselves through bribery and fraud schemes.
Based on the Fed's description of Player 10, he was a top recruit to UofL, who publicly committed on June 3rd and is on the current 2017 to 2018 roster. From our own investigating, the only player who fits that profile is Brian Bowen. And according to the complaint, there were 3 recorded phone calls between James Gatto, the director of global marketing for Adidas, and a phone number used by a UofL coach in late May and early June. 2 days later came the surprise announcement by Bowen committing to UofL. Renee?
All right, thank you very much, Juliana. And you know what, this morning, Katina Powell, the self-proclaimed madam and the author of the book Breaking Cardinal Rules that exposed a previous scandal in the men's basketball program, is now responding this morning to the news about this investigation involving the university. On her Facebook page, she's responding in a very strong way. She says, in part, quote, "This is the only college that crumbled faster than the World Trade Center." You know what? Coming up here in a few moments, we're going to be hearing from Powell's attorney, Larry Wilder. He's going to be weighing in on this. We'll ask him his reaction to those statements. Also this morning, we're learning more about Brian Bowen, the five-star athlete who is believed to be player 10 in the documents describing the criminal investigation. Coming up here in our next half hour, we'll tell you more on what his former high school basketball coach has to say about the investigation involving UofL and Adidas. Some fear this FBI investigation could lead to the end of the UofL basketball program known as the death penalty. Around the KFC Yum Center, Whiskey Row businesses are watching this very closely. Good morning, Kentuckiana Sarah Wagner joins us now live from that area. And Sarah, what are business owners saying there? Are they now really concerned about their futures?
Good morning, Renee. Well, we talked to several business owners in this area, and they all tell us they're concerned, calling this a very scary time for their futures. They say they rely on basketball fans for business, especially during the colder months. And there is still a ton of uncertainty when it comes to what will happen next, but the worst case scenario is, of course, the death penalty. The NCAA has said nothing about this possibility, but many are speculating that could be the case, and some are even calling for it. If that happens, the UofL men's basketball program would be suspended for at least a year, meaning no games at the Yum Center and fewer fans spending money on Whiskey Row. There are plenty of concerts and other events here, but restaurants tell us nothing beats basketball season, where you can have several games a week. El Barrio just opened in May right across from the venue and says it was banking on that bump in business.
Everything that we hear from the neighbors is just wait, it's going to get great, it's going to be busy. All these basketball fans is coming, and you know, you're going to have a lot of customers day and night.
The team at El Barrio says it picked its location right across from the Yum Center primarily because of the basketball business. If the death penalty is indeed handed down to UofL, business owners tell us they hope city leaders will look into other options to keep the Yum Center busy. Reporting live in downtown Louisville this morning, Sarah Wagner, WHAS 11 News.
All right, Sarah, thank you very much. And this investigation goes far beyond the University of Louisville. 10 people were arrested yesterday, including 4 assistant coaches. Those coaches are from Auburn University, the University of Arizona, USC, and Oklahoma State. The 6 others charged include managers, financial advisors, and Adidas employees. The NCAA responded to the allegations late yesterday, sharing a statement from their president on Twitter. It calls the charges deeply disturbing and says in part, coaches hold a unique position of trust with student athletes and their families. And these bribery allegations, if true, suggest an extraordinary and despicable breach of that trust. Well, many of you have been weighing in on this story online, letting us know what you think. Lots of conversation about this. David wrote into us saying this: Louisville is in very hot water. Alan wrote in, he's a little bit more hopeful. He says that UofL will continue to be an elite school, while Michael is concerned about the NCAA, saying the NCAA are crooked as they are the sports. They prey on students to make millions. It's a dirty business. Hopefully it all falls down from here. Well, thank you for weighing in, letting us know what you think. We can ask you to continue to be a part of this conversation. We're asking you this morning, do you still have confidence in the leadership of the men's basketball program at UofL? Well, you can vote online right now at WHAS11.com/vote. Let us know what you think, and you're seeing some of the results right here. Overwhelmingly, most of you are saying no, you do not. The voting is open until 7 o'clock this morning. We'll bring you the final results. And our coverage of the continuing controversy surrounding UofL doesn't stop here. We have more on our website, WHAS11.com. You can go there to find the full complaint, all of the pages from the U.S. Attorney's Office, plus the latest information there, and it's available on our mobile app. Right now at 6:08, President Donald Trump heading to Indiana today, coming up on GMK, a preview of his planned speech and what Hoosiers say they're now hoping for.